A very good afternoon to you wherever you are. Still here on Pause. My name is Benedict Owusu and we do some sports here on Pause. And you know, we are heading to a weekend where we will see lots of action in the English Premier League. Manchester United, Leicester City, big one of course tomorrow, the early kickoff, and also in the Spanish La Liga, Barcelona, Real Madrid will all be in action. And here on the local fronts, there is a big game tomorrow, the Sanford Women's FA Cup, the maiden edition, and the final will happen at the Cape Coast Stadium, and it's going to be between Police Ladies and Fabulous Ladies. Well, we're going to talk more about that one before we zoom straight to the English Premier League, where we'll definitely talk about the Leicester City Manchester United game at Old Trafford, big one of course. Also we'll find time and talk on the game involving Arsenal, Chelsea, the London derby on Saturday, which is tomorrow. Arsene Wenger up against the man Antonio Conte. Let's see if he can get some goals or some more good results for Chelsea in this season's English Premier League. But before we do the English Premier League, we can now focus on the Sanford Women's FA Cup. And as I noted, there's the maiden edition. First time it's happening here in Ghana. We've always been witnessing Women's League, and this time we have the Sanford Women's FA Cup, and it's gone all the way to the finals, and it's happening tomorrow at the Cape Coast Stadium between Fabulous Ladies and Police Ladies. My colleague Abigail Susu has joined me in the studio. She's been following the Sanford Women's FA Cup, and we're going to do some more talk on that. Abigail, thanks so much for joining me. Obviously, I mean, you followed this competition, the Police Ladies and Fabulous Ladies. How good have they been towards qualification to the final?
Benedict, for the build up to this competition, I feel that both sides have shown pause that yes, they mean business. When you talk of Police Ladies, in the league that won for 14 games, they finished in the Southern Zone at second, and in the Northern Zone, Fabulous Ladies quite disappointing, finishing fifth with just 19 points. They are the powerhouse when it comes to the Northern Zone, apart from Ampimdakwa Ladies. So a lot is expected from them, and in this their build up to this finals, one can say that they are trying to make up for that loss they made in the Premier League, because they've been able to score as much as 18 goals, and if they can score 9 goals in a single game, then you should know that they have some good talents in there. And yes, they can boast of one of the best goalkeepers you talk about in the women's game, that is Memunat Sulemana. You mentioned that name, and
she's been around for
a very long time now, since 1998.
1998,
yeah, she's been in the game, and she's done it with the national team, and finally she's back home. And
she's how old is she? 8 years. And she's imagine 8-year-old Mamuna Sulemana, when she started playing for the Black Queens. I was a kid then, but and still plays active football here on the locals. And then tomorrow she's going to be in action. So if you want to see her, and if you're in Cape Coast and you're watching now, or wherever you find yourself in Takrady, or if you are around the central region, just make your way to the Cape Coast Stadium and watch the Women's FA Cup final involving Fabulous Ladies and Police Ladies. So let's now go into the game proper. Now, looking at both teams, how well they played prior to qualification to the final, which one do you think will make
it's funny, but in the last game for the semi-finals, both sides won on penalties, so you can see how focused both sides have been. But Police Ladies have also been the side that have conceded less, but unfortunately they have scored lesser goals, so just 3 goals into the finals. And you say that Fabulous Ladies are more poised for me, because they want to make up for that loss, and they have come closer to final games twice against Hazakis Ladies in the mainstream, and twice they have lost since 2012. So they feel this is time they have to really show that yes, Fabulous Ladies, they are not just a household name, but they know how to win it. So I feel that with both sides, one would say that Fabulous Ladies looks more poised for that one-off game, because in the league they have not really done well, but with the one-off games they've scored 9 goals, 4 goals. So you realize that in when it's just one-off, they just know how to do it.
Okay, so for you, Fabulous Ladies,
for me, I feel it is a day for Fabulous Ladies.
But let's briefly talk about the competition itself. It's the first time we are having something like this in Ghana. How competitive has it been?
It has been competitive, and for me, I want to commend Sanford for Health Services for taking up this initiative. Ask yourself, the first time Health Service taking up such a big sponsorship deal that will run for the next 4 seasons, and you ask yourself why they would want to come in to help our women. They have said that a chunk of their patronage is just they take care of basically women. 70% of their people are women, so they felt that it just went beyond social responsibility, and they felt it's time to invest in the people that patronize their services. So it's big. It was big. I expect that such a big health service, they didn't even go for the mainstream league, and something we are trying for the first time, and they're so confident they want to go in there for 4 good seasons. And I feel that they have helped to promote the competition a lot. And I didn't take anything for us with the media. I feel that this year we've been very supportive when it comes to the women's league. We are not getting the numbers like we would want, but gradually people are beginning to understand and love the women's game. Just look at the finals we played, the curtain raiser for the MTN FA Cup, and you get a lot of people saying after the game that they didn't know the ladies played so beautifully. So from there, gradually we are getting there, and we can only hope it gets better. This has been a very competitive FA Cup that I think that has set a standard that the remaining 3 seasons that Sanford will be here, it will set the tone for a better. Okay,
so Abigail will stay with me and we'll do more here on Pulse Sports. So the FA Cup, the Sanford Women's FA Cup final this Saturday, which is tomorrow at the Cape Coast Stadium between Police Ladies, Fabulous Ladies. So if you're in Cape Coast, as I noted earlier, just make your way to the Cape Coast Stadium and watch that game for yourself. Now,